Hey, Desiree here with Soul Path Astrology, and welcome if you are a regular subscriber. So happy to see you here. If you are new to the channel, welcome, and welcome to this week's video. So, in continuation of what I started last week with having all three cards on one video, I'm going to do the same with this. There'll be timestamps so you can find them. And in the first part of this, we're going to chat about the astro weather. And then you'll find, like I said, the stamp card, stamp timestamps. Their English is hard. The timestamps for cards one, two, and three listed below in the more of the description. And as always, you guys, if you haven't yet, I do invite you if you feel, if you want to get the first notifications of these, if you want to be notified, if you want to just support the channel and show your love and offer your energy to it, please do like the channel, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell, comment. Love those comments. And always, if you do want a reading with me, if you want a deep dive, get a one-on-one personalized reading using your astrology, where we might also jump into gene keys and or human design as well as some tarot cards. I would love to set up situation, a container for you to deep dive and explore all those wonderful things. The link for my calendar is also below in the description, as well as a comment. So, let's talk about the astrology this week. The big one I want to focus on is that Venus is now moving into Aries on the 30th. So, at the time of this recording, it's going to be tomorrow. She moves into Aries from Pisces. What does this mean? Oh, what does it mean? So, as Venus has been in Pisces, where she has been boundaryless and dreamy and just loving on all the things and very flowy, right? In many respects, Venus loves to be in Pisces because there is this boundlessness and there is this love. And Kovu, I don't know if you can see him back there, but he has the zoomies. That energy, he is so amplifying or exemplifying the energy of Aries Venus. She's like, Venus in Aries takes no prisoners. Venus in Aries she's like over it. She's been playing nice. She's been doing her level best to unconditionally love the situation. And there is value in that. And that approach is so useful in certain circumstances. But now she's moving into Aries. And this is where the feminine is just so being invited into her strength, into her spine, into her certainty, and I'm sick of this shit, right? This is where she is now going to begin her sojourn into this reclamation. This is the fierce love. This is the from love, for love. I'm actually going to call out distortion. I'm going to demand that I be met in a certain way where she is calling to the masculine to drop into his heart. Like, this is the energy of invitation into a connection, into a way of interfacing with each other, with the masculine and feminine internally within yourself and in relationship. I think many people are noticing there's this call and uprising. For the masculine to step into something. I've been talking about this actually with some wonderful humans. We had a discussion today just actually about it, where I was talking about like this. The feminine is like, men, grab your balls back. But the thing is, you've got to work it through your heart. Like, to coin a term of Jeff Brown's, where he used this term, the heart genital highway. And that's what this is about. And I would say also the head to heart to genital. Like, this is about this reclamation of empowered masculine, but not in the caricature man boy high chair tyrant bullshittery that we see down south, if you know who I'm talking about, where it's the masculine in a power, but it's like boy power. And what this demand is, what Venus and Aries is saying is like, no, that ain't it. Like, I just won't even with that. And also this whole like emasculated eunuch, dethroned, like this masculine that doesn't even have its masculine force anymore. Like, those have been the two options. And she's like, I don't want either of these. Like, not, this is not good. It's time to demand that you all step into, that we all step into, because this is always an inside job first before it is externally mirrored, right? From the inside is, where do you need to start standing for your heart? Where do you need to start advocating? Where you need to lean in and refuse to run away when you make that demand to be met in your heart by yourself and maybe to another? Can you lean in? And this is It's not angry, but it's unflinching. It's a deep invitation into connection and is a no longer settling for almost. It's no longer settling for like pussy out, and which is such a silly term because, like, let's face it, they're actually very resilient and strong. Pussy is a very powerful portal, but in the sense of, where we're me and we're deflating and we're not standing in our truth. And this is what Venus, when she moves into Aries, she's like, she's just not having that anymore. And so the invitation here, you guys, with this energy that we're stepping into, and that's probably been brewing for you over the last couple of days anyways, but you're really going to feel it now for quite a while as she asks you to, like, what are you most longing for? Like, what is your heart most longing for? What kind of world do you want to live in, and how do you want to be met? And what does it mean to be so strongly seated in your sovereignty with your strong spine that is in such a deep service, this reverent service to your soft and beautiful heart? That's the archetype of this energy. Right. So where in your life, because this is going to be different for everybody, but where in your life are you being called to stop watering yourself down, to stop accepting breadcrumbs, to stop making excuses, that there is this call, this fierceness, this loving fierceness that is demanding to be met? Where is that showing up in your life, and how can you cultivate that? How can you honor that? How can you trust your inner guidance system, that the feminine arts of intuition? Like, your body knows what's right for you. It's going to play like hotter, colder. Remember that game growing up, like hotter, hotter, hotter when you're getting closer to the point, or colder as you move away? Our bodies play this game with us, but you need to learn to listen to it, right? And so this is really this invitation. Aries is very, very self-oriented. So it is like, check in with yourself. What do you want to stand for? What are you prepared to fight for? What is in love, for love, as love? What are you ready to, like, fiercely call in? And that's what this energy is about. So there's the Astros. If you want to dive into where in your chart specifically, what area of life this might be most potent, most coming alive, if you want to explore ways that you can, like, deep dive into that, I would love to do that with you. What we need is all of us alive in this, all of us with our hearts blazingly online, right? This is not a time to water it down. And so what can you do to bring your love online in such an unflinching, blazing, bonfirey kind of way? So yeah. Okay. So now here we go. Card number one. If this was your card, how does this card work with this energy? We have the Eight of Cups reversed. This is so beautiful because it is absolutely about returning to our true nature. Where might have you been watering things down, or playing your cards close to your chest, or presenting a curated version of yourself instead of your real self? Where have you been maybe trying to be unconditional love when that's not actually how you felt? Right? This card is this invitation to your naturalness. It's an invitation to returning to your real self, warts and all, your real self, where you might have preferences, or you might be angry, or you might have a longing or a need for something that is true. Like, you need the attention, you want the attention, you want the focus, you want to be cared for, you want to feel safe. Like, this is where the invitation with this is this letting you know, like, you are moving in this. If it's showing up reversed, it's like acknowledging that you are becoming conscious of this, that it is coming into your conscious awareness, your upward, like, front of mind. Who am I? What do I really want? What are my values actually? What is my most actual natural self? And can I invite her to the party, or him? Can I invite that expression of myself? Can I stop trying to play chess with life and be good or do the right thing? And instead, can I meet myself in my naturalness and step away from external distractions or external concepts of who you should be, And instead, like really coming home to yourself, coming home to your own feelings. It's cups, right? So this is really largely about our emotional body, our heart, right? So coming home to that and connecting with our real feelings and voicing them, bravely voicing them, because part of this work of the Venus and Aries work is voicing our real feelings. It's bringing that feeling out into the open, advocating for it, standing for it, asking for it, you know? And if those that you're asking externally aren't prepared to meet you there, then being a self advocate and moving yourself away from the situations or people that aren't honoring her, because this energy is about honoring the heart. And this first card is like, this is what you need to be doing right now. The how of how to do that is returning to your natural self and advocating for your real limitations, your real needs, your drive for security, your drive for adventure, your drive to feel celebrated and seen and heard, and all of those things. Like this deep invitation to bring yourself home to the truth of who you are, to the truth of what your needs are. And if you don't know, then that's okay too. It's okay to sit in a not knowing yet, right? So that in itself is meeting you where you actually are, right? If you don't know, then meet yourself at I don't know. And let that be okay. And feel like somatically feel what it's like to arrive for your real self, where you really actually are. Yeah. That's a good one. So let's jump in now to card number two. Card number two, Ace of Wands. I always feel like this card is so phallic. There's something fairly phallic about it. When we see a hand with the cloud like this is like divine inspiration. The Ace of Wands is new ideas, it's creativity. There's a sense of urgency with it. So maybe as you're coming home to yourself, first card, in the second card, this is where you're getting these divinely inspired ideas. These opportunities are maybe coming out of nowhere. Again, that's what that hand coming out of the clouds, it's out of nowhere inspiration, out of nowhere opportunities. This is such a potent time to act on invitations, to allow yourself to feel deeply inspired. There's a quality too of like, write the ideas down. Like as these ideas bubble up, write them down. You might not act on every single one, but if you write down your ideas, your creative inspirations, it grounds it more into this 3D reality. It makes it more tangible and in that easier to actually make manifest or to know what your next step is, right? And this I love when wands show up in a reading, it's always about new beginnings. And so there's that possibility, like what cool possibilities are bubbling up for you right now, in particular to tie it into the astrology with how to express your heart, how to show up for your heart, how to advocate and invite, phallic symbol, invite, which is also your spine, right? Inviting in more of that strength, that fiery, airy strength to start something, to advocate for something, to be a warrior for light and a warrior for love. And that's not about fighting. Like this isn't about creating conflict. But it is about unflinchingly standing for that which most aligns for you. Alignment would be another really good word for that, right? What is in deepest alignment for you? And can you advocate unflinchingly? I just keep using that because it's just so like this leaning in energy of like, I am here. How do you tap into that energy of like, I'm here for this idea. I'm pouring myself into this. I am a vessel for this divine creative impulse that's channeling through me. I'm here for it. I am here for it. Like that energy, this arriving into the space, and there's this surrendered aspect of allowing it to flow through you. And yet it's connected to that masculine phallic doing of also doing the thing that the inspiration is coming through. So it's this really cool marriage, even, right? Of being inspired, the creative ideas, and then I'm going to go do something about it. This masculine doing as it's being inspired by the creative feminine. Hmm. Yeah, I love the ones. If this was your card, I'm so excited. Like, what do you have brewing? What cool new projects are you thinking up? Do you have like book ideas? Do you have maybe you're thinking about moving? Maybe you're thinking about a whole new way to do life generally. Maybe you're like thinking of community. Maybe you're thinking of a new business idea. Maybe you're thinking of even a whole nother way of energetically walking through this world. I mean, it could be anything, right? So I'd love to hear about it. Comment below if you feel like inspired to do so, inspired with your One of Wands. And then our last card, card 3, we have the Six of Wands. So lots of creativity this week because Wands is about creativity. The 6 is about celebration. This is about, so the story goes like in the the 5 of Wands, there was like some fighting and it was sort of like ego battling stuff. And then the 6 of Wands, he's coming back the victor. This is the energy of being seen, of being celebrated, of being witnessed in your gifts, in your success. This is, if this was your card, a great time to ask for a raise or a promotion or some other way of being like recognized for what you're good at. So this would be me asking if you want a reading. I'm great at these. I love doing them. I love connecting to your energy and to the archetypes that reside in your chart and the blueprint of your charts, and helping you connect to that so that you can get a clearer idea of what's next for you, or what your gifts are. Sometimes it can be a challenge, can't it, to unpack, to really get a clear line of sight on what your gifts are, and what you came here to express. And I love connecting to that energy and helping clear some of the fuzz out of the way so you can get an idea, a much clearer attunement to your gifts, to your voice, to your creative expression. Yeah. I have this cat hair that's driving me crazy. So 6 of Wands, ask for a raise. Recognize that you're good. Even if no one else is singing your praises, there's such a beautiful energy here for you to sing your own praises. It's such good work. I came up with this little saying. It dropped into my head the other day, yesterday, the day before. I wrote it down. I put it over my mirror, and it's, I am a miracle made manifest, and I honor myself as such. And that's really the energy of this card. Like, truly, to even just exist here, you guys, to have life, to be alive at all, is such a miracle. Like, the odds of any of this being here are so infinitesimally small. You have to see it as a miracle. And your personality, your skill set, your lifestyle, all of that, that's just the shape or the color or the flavor of your particular miracle. It is not the miracle. You are the miracle. Your very existence is the miracle. The rest of that is just the container shape that it takes, or the color, or whatever, the smell of it. If you can really, like, this one's been so potent for me to just rest in this, really knowing myself as a miracle, like not just as some pat little like bumper sticker thing with a lot of alliteration, because it all starts with them, but to really like recognize yourself as that. And like, when you drop into this place, no longer do you have to prove or justify or explain. Like, you just are love. You're like resplendent in your own miraculous existence. And when you're full like that, you aren't arrogant. There's no narcissism in that. Quite the opposite. When you're overflowing with your own natural sense of deep well-being, deep value, deep worthiness, that's when this like natural, non-performative, but like presence-oriented generosity just pours forth from us. Like, that's how this works. So that's why it's so important to have a practice and to take time regularly to have appreciation, not only for the sunrises and the sunsets and the puppies and your babies and your friends, and like, wow, this existence of just being here, of having this body and of having this opportunity is itself so miraculous. So tune into that, invite in, wow, the trillions of things that are going on in my body just to keep my heart beating and my food digesting and my skinning and my eye, like, is wildly amazing. And the 6 of Wands is so celebratory in its energy. It's such a great celebration. And so I just want to invite you into that, attune to the invitation of celebration, of recognizing yourself as a miracle just by your very existence. And maybe that's what your heart is most longing for, Aries, with this Venus in Aries. Maybe she wants to advocate for this celebration, to insist that she be seen as such, right? That the heart is insisting on being seen as the miracle that it is. When she's done playing small, and she's done kowtowing, and she's done going along to get along, and done being nice. Like, there's a big difference between kindness and nice. So be kind, but don't be nice. Anyway, I love you guys. This felt like a little bit all over the place, but as always, there's a lot of energy vibing with this as it moves into the 30th of the month. As Venus moves into Aries, there's going to be a pretty significant shift. If you haven't already been feeling it, you will definitely be feeling it by tomorrow. If you want to deep dive and get a reading, you know where to find me. As always, I love you so very much. Show up, advocate for that heart. Our time is now. We finally get to stop playing small. We finally get to stop and step into our sovereignty. That is for our heart. You can't go wrong when you're being led by heart, because heart naturally, by its very existence, is interconnected with all that is. It's seeking harmony. It's naturally seeking right relationship with all of life, so you can trust its guidance. Okay. Mwah. Love you guys. Enjoy your week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.